Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show presented by thestevestrout.com. I am Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. It's episode 80.
80. Finally, we made it. We made it to 80. And the last couple of weeks, I didn't think we were going to make it to 80.
Yeah.
I thought we were dying, which we'll talk about here in a minute.
We made it here. It's only about a fraction of how old you feel.
But there's it's our listeners that made us pull through and survive and kick COVID's ass. And now we're back. Maybe not better than ever because I'm still kind of, I'm running at about 89.4%. I still got like his lingering fucking cough and still a little bit fatigued. I kind of kicked my old ass, but so I apologize now. I apologize now for some throat clearing or coughing or anything in the background.
Do you still have that leakage you were telling me about the other day?
That had nothing to do with the COVID.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was just checking in on you.
Yeah, the leakage. That was because I ate your cooking and it
gas with an oily discharge.
Ew, that's disgusting. I don't know if we should even joke about that. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be saying cringy stuff. I know that's your thing, but
no, it's not my thing. Jesus Christ.
Anyways, yes, hopefully people have gone and checked out your COVID. We just say it every time. Hey, let's make this episode a drinking game. Every time I cough, he says COVID, you drink. No, but
now it's going to be
over on Patreon. We talked about your trip last month.
That's for sure.
Was it last month or the month before now?
End of April. It was the end of April now. Yeah, it's been a little while. So yeah, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
We need to hurry up and get some shit up on there.
Yeah, well, we have the Vegas trip on there now. So there was quite a fun little trip involving dinosaurs that is in there that you can check out. I don't want to say too much. And then there's
that's for our patrons.
That's right. And then there's some photos of a really, really cool store that's out there in Vegas. Probably one of the top stores in Vegas. And I haven't even been, to very many out there. Like we were hanging out with family. We explored a little bit, but I had to make sure that I went to this place. And so you'll have to check it out to find out what I'm talking about. You have to become a member. So you can head over to patreon.com/Steve Crypto and become a member. And it's, it basically just allows you access to some special content we've made for that, as well as early access to a couple things. We are working on adding some new content to the mix.
Very soon.
You just have to stay tuned for that. Like we've been saying, COVID really got both of us for a while. So we're kind of just getting back to the groove of things. And we've both been watching a lot of things lately that we can talk about. But we're definitely going to have some new content up there real soon. But for now, you can check out the Vegas trip.
Yeah, do it up. And of course, you mentioned that we were sick and stuff, which people following us on social media probably caught wind of that and kind of figured that out after I posted 7 million times that I'm dying and can't do a podcast. But we are getting back on track, and now I'll stop posting all the dying shit over on Instagram and Twitter, where you guys should be following us. He's CryptoZoo88. And I'm the Steve Strout. Make sure you're following us both to keep up on all the latest shit for the show. Not shit, but stuff. See, I forgot how to talk. It's been so long. Keep up on all the latest stuff and info, and we share intriguing news tidbits and all kinds of stuff. And then we also have the Facebook group for the Steve and Crypto Show podcast. Join that. Spread the word about it. Post stuff in there. Post if you're working on anything, a project, art, music, a comic book, you're writing a book, you're making a movie. Post it in there. Tell us about it, and if it's really cool, we might invite you to come on the show and tell listeners about it. But definitely communicate with us in there. It's a great way to keep conversation going when the show's over, and make new friends and all that good stuff that comes with social media. We try to keep all the bad stuff out of there. So all the bullshit and fighting and political crap and religious nonsense, we keep that shit out of there. Definitely. We just like to have fun. That's all we do. We like to have fun on the show. We talk a bunch of shit. We talk some real shit. We have great guests. But we like to have fun, and we try to entertain you guys. We try to entertain ourselves. I know we try to, we talk some nonsense, like I said, but we don't mean no harm with anything. Not whatsoever. We just like to have fun. We make bad jokes. We're the kids that grew up watching Beavis and Butthead and fucking South Park and stuff. You know what I mean? So we got that dumb, stupid sense of humor. So we might make not off color comments. That's sounds inappropriate, but just we might make crude comments like dinosaurs eating boogers or like getting awkward boners at weird times. Just dumb shit.
Did I use that word?
You didn't, but it was insinuated. But you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, we don't.
And it was a total joke too. Yeah.
We don't mean nobody knows they're talking about anyways right now, but it's whatever. But we just like to have fun. That's it. So go follow us on Twitter and Instagram. He's CryptoZoo88. I'm the Steve Strout. We got the Facebook group. Jump on there and let's have fun, and let's all be nice to each other and not be dicks. And
yeah. Our group, like you said, our thing is just about having fun. We just like to promote creative people here. We like to let you guys know about new projects in pop culture and especially horror, new things that are coming out. I had to tell somebody at the Ubiquitous show, actually, that our show is not about real events. Like, I know around here, some people are really into the whole like murder mystery shows, and
which are cool.
I know they're cool. I know it's a popular thing on Netflix too, but like in podcasts, that's a super popular category is, murder mysteries and all that. But, those are cool. We're into it, but it's not what we do here. So
we just talk about whatever piques our interest.
At
the moment.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, seem to lean towards horror.
And if you've been promoting that you're dying of COVID lately and you're getting a lot of attention on those posts, I think you should just keep it going. If that's going to sell the show, like, hey, I'm dying of COVID, but
only thing keeping me alive.
Right. You could do me a favor. Just listen to episode 80 of the Steve and Crypto Show, and it really, keep me going.
No, but I don't. I really, honestly, the last couple of weeks, I've not really enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Like, it felt good to finally get to talk about CryptoCon last week and, get that out. But I was so just burnt out that I forgot half of the shit we even did. Like, we forgot to do our weekly trivia question.
Yeah,
which
we did.
My bad. We'll have one for you this week. That's for sure later on in the episode. So stay tuned. And, of course, there's other ways you could support us.
Of course. Yeah. You can head over to our Buy Me a Coffee page, which is buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. It's a tipping service, basically goes towards helping out the show, helping with our promotions, our gear, everything that, you know, is a part of this show. So we really appreciate the contributors that we have at this point, and we encourage you to come check it out. That's
all 3 of you.
Yep.
All
Again,
3.
that is buymecoffee.com/Steve Crypto.
That, and then of course we have the merch page.
Yep,
We have a couple t-shirt designs. We got magnets, mugs. Where's the address for the merch page? I know
the link.
It.
Yeah, Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto merch.
There you go. Or just go on Etsy and search for Steve and Crypto, and our page will pop up and get you a t-shirt. Don't really forget.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I already forgot now. See, you told me don't forget, and then you made me forget. God damn it!
I was getting excited when I saw your hat. You know, your very styling and profiling hat that you're wearing there.
Oh yeah, that fancy trucker style Steve and Crypto hat, which I have a few left. Like honestly, they're right here next to me. Let's see what we got here. We got only 5 left, so we're getting really low. So get a hold of me, reach out to me on, if you know me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, reach out and I can tell you how you could get one. Those are directly through me. Shirts, mugs, magnets, all the other stuff is through our merch page, which he mentioned. Get a damn shirt and look cool promoting us.
That's right. Get a damn shirt, get a coffee mug, get a magnet for your fridge. One more thing before we get into all the entertainment things we've been watching. Friday, July 8th, out at the Crazy Otter, Port Hadlock, Washington. I'm going to be rocking the show with Binks, Selly Cortez, DJ Obi Wan, Endgame. I believe doors at 8:00. Tickets are $15. Contact me, and I have them in hand right now. So I'm happy to help you out.
Who's the headliner?
Binks. He is another artist from Washington, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So
that sounds like a name for a kitty cat. This is my kitty.
I imagine he's a Hocus Pocus fan.
Is he?
I mean, that's just a guess, but I would say that he is.
Probably not, but that's cool. That's cool.
Well,
how much are tickets for that show?
$15.
$15. All right.
Yep. So just send me a message, and I'd be happy to help you out with that if you're in the area. You know, Port Townsend, Hadlock, Chimicum, even Squim, Port Angeles. I can help you out. I mean, if you're in Kitsap, I can probably help you out as well.
Yeah, you're down there a couple times a week?
Yep.
Right on. So yeah, do that too. And if you go to that show and wear your Steve and Crypto merch, Crypto will he'll buy you a beer.
I just might.
Yeah, I know the odds of that happening are pretty low. So I'm like,
yeah,
that'd be fucked up if like 30 people show up with shirts and you got 30. That's when you just
like
get
all these secret fans. Like,
that's when you just get beer from work and you're like, hold on, I got some out in the truck.
Yeah,
that's why you just keep like a case in your truck.
So I'm going to from now on. Should I did pretty well at that convention bringing beer in. So
yeah, man, that's a good idea. But
hey, I'm Lee.
And I'm Brittany.
We're the two crazies from Night of the Horror File,
a horror movie podcast with new episodes every Monday. And today you are listening to
the Steve and Crypto Show. Haha. Was that good? Was I too corny?
Shut up.
Good evening, my victims. It is I, Malvolia, the Queen of Screams. You can see all my latest episodes on YouTube. And now you're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show.
Like I said, we were sick. We are back. We were down for like almost 2 weeks. What did you do over 2 weeks? Did you do anything constructive, or you just sit around and watch fucking TV and movies like I did?
Yeah, it sounds like about what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched we watched like all of Stranger Things.
Things, we definitely zipped through that.
Yeah, we started it over and just watched from season
Oh,
one
you went
on.
from season one. Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, I remember season one pretty well. Sarah doesn't really remember most of it. And then 2 and 3, like they're bits and pieces that were kind of there for me, So we're like, oh, what the hell? Let's just watch it again. So we did all of that and then watched all of season 4. So we're all caught up. Yeah.
Season 4 is probably my favorite season so far.
Likewise.
For I really liked how it leaned more towards horror than the prior 3. The prior 3 had, like a little bit of horror vibe to it, but it felt more like a sci-fi kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was just like, felt like straight horror. Like,
yeah,
very, I felt like it was like an homage to the fucking like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I've read several things online that have
they
said
even
that.
had fucking Freddy Krueger in the damn movie. So yeah. Was he the in the costume as the fucking what was his name? Vecna?
He was not in the costume, but he is the voice of Vecna.
Okay.
He's the voice of Vecna, and then of course he played I don't remember what his name was, but they had him in the prison cell. And it's kind of funny, even that scene when you get to see him in the prison, it kind of had a Silence of the Lambs vibe, when they went to go see him, and
they were kind of doing like tributes to all these classic things like that,
and I loved it. It was great.
It was good.
All the early speculation, like they announced that Robert Englund was in it, and people are like, "Was it going to be like Freddy Krueger in Stranger Things?" No, like they're not going to do that.
But
they'll find a I mean, they kind of
okay
did, but like, yeah. Well, I mean, like people were thinking, maybe he was going to be playing that old character again in the show. Like, I didn't expect that whatsoever.
Exactly that.
No, I wasn't expecting that at all.
That was not happening.
No, but it was cool to see him in there.
And I do feel like this, people are talking online about it, like Freddy Krueger, parallels with the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. I think it's because this show is aimed towards a younger audience. So I'm feeling like it's gonna open them up to some of this older stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Like, I mean, look at like the fucking song. What the hell is the song that they play in the movie that's like everywhere now? Like everybody's using it on TikTok. Everybody's.
Oh, I don't remember what the actual song is.
I can't think of the lady's name. The Up the Hill fucking song. God damn it. Anyways, carry on. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking about it. It's like every season of it kind of like reintroduces something, some nostalgic thing or something. You know what I mean? And it kind of blows up for a minute. Like that song is like it's become a hit song again, and it's from the fucking 80s. And there's like young people listening to it, and like I said, it's on fucking every other goddamn TikTok video is using that song. You know what I mean? So
I think a lot of it is like the writers or directors, creators of a lot of these new shows and new movies are they're our age or maybe even a little bit older, and so they grew up on a lot of that music and they're bringing it into what they're creating now, or like they're fans of those old horror movies and they're finding ways to pay tribute to them. And so I'm not hating it.
Kate Bush, the Kate Bush song, Running Up That Hill. Yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, look at that movie and how much classic music is in it. And that's a huge reason of why people love that movie. It's just the soundtrack, and I mean, my mom saw it, her and her friend both were, they came out and they're like, well, the music was good. Like right away. That was the first thing they said.
Yeah.
Like they liked the movie, but
initially
they really
that's
liked
what
music.
stood out to me too.
Yeah.
But like that fucking song, man, the Running Up the Hill song is like, it's like I think it's like charting again. And this song is from fucking, I don't even know what year this song came out.
Probably 80s, early 80s or something.
1985.
Yeah.
This song came out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just this show has such an impact on people.
I
thought it was a great season.
I did too. And it's cool how it's been able to like you know, be as popular again as it used to be, because they've had a little bit of a gap between 3 and 4. You know, the kids have been doing other things. Finn was doing, the Ghostbusters movie and whatnot. So, yeah, it's cool that they were able to bounce back. I was kind of worried about that. I was thinking like, this new season will probably be good, but I wonder if it's going to be as popular as it was, because, first season was a huge hit. And
well, every season has been huge for it.
Yeah, every season was. I'm not saying that, I'm not taking away from the other seasons, but I mean, like, when the show came out, it was a huge hit and it stayed that way. But if you take a break from something for too long, then it can kind of, I don't know, some people can lose interest in it. They're on to watching other things.
It's like when you graduate and you like put off college and then you just don't go back.
Yeah. But I mean, we were talking about, like, earlier before we started recording, we were kind of talking briefly about some movies that have made sequels, or they're making, they're in the process of making them now, and how they've waited a long time. Like we were talking about Hocus Pocus 2, and how it's been a hell of a long time, and I hope that it does well. I wish the best for the whole crew and everything, but I'm skeptical. Like, one of my favorite comedies of all time is Dumb and Dumber, and they waited like 14, 15 years to make a sequel, and it was 14, 15 years too long.
Yeah.
Like, if they would have made it maybe a couple of years later, it might have done a little better.
But like, look at
hard, but the nostalgia is nice.
Ghostbusters movie, and then look at Dumb and Dumber. Like, it pales in comparison. Like,
I'm not trying to compare those.
Dumb and I know you like Dumb and Dumber, but it was kind of,
I love them both. I'm not trying to compare those movies.
I'm just giving an example that you're talking about them bringing back sequels and rebooting stuff.
Yeah,
way later.
Okay, Top Gun.
Yeah, that could have.
They waited a long time for that too.
They did wait a long time, and they waited almost too long. But luckily, they kind of hit with it.
Yeah.
But I went and watched that. That was basically the same fucking movie as the first one, but it piqued my interest a little more than the first one. The first one was good. There's that nostalgia thing, though, that people loved about it. So, yeah, Stranger Things. What was your favorite thing about that?
I think just the details of the Upside Down, how much we got to see. Vecna just being hardcore and, folding people into human pretzels.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That was cool. There was definitely some brutal stuff in this.
Caught me off guard, that first chick in the trailer, when she just floats up in the air like that and starts doing her thing. Like, this is very much Freddy Krueger-ish,
Yeah.
And I'm not mad, but it was cool. I like that. I like that we're not just getting more Demogorgons. They added something different, so that was cool.
Like, even more badass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Early on, the Demogorgons were like the main bad. They're the badass thing that was like, how are we going to defeat this? But now it's like, they know how to. But there's even badder motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I really liked was my favorite thing every season of it is, like we said, the nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
All like the people who set up the, dress the sets and everything, like all like the old posters of the bands and all the cool shit from that era.
Yeah, I love that too.
And that's some of my favorite stuff. Of course, a lot of the music. They were playing. What did they play in this season? Like the fucking Cramps, the fucking, I think they might have played a Beach Boys song in there somewhere. It's just cool. And like this is like the perfect show to like feed your love of nostalgia, especially if you're the right age for it. What's that? So Stranger Things, I ran through that. What else did I watch? I needed to catch up because Obi Wan started, of course, and it kind of inspired me to go back because back when the I never finished the Clone Wars series, so I kind of went back and started rewatching that. So I got a couple of seasons left, and I forgot how fucking good that show is for an animated show. It's like really good.
I tried watching that a couple nights ago. I put it on and got Logan's attention, and and he watched it, with like no tablet or any interruptions. He watched maybe the first 2 episodes, and then he ran off back to his room.
Then he gave
So
up.
I thought, fine, I'll watch it without you then. But yeah, I never really took the deep dive into the Clone Wars cartoon, but I've heard good things, so I need to.
It's definitely one to go back to and watch. But yeah, so Obi-Wan, that was another thing that I started when I was dying, and so far so good. It was I'm enjoying how they're building Darth Vader back into a badass, because I'm sure we've talked about it before in here. As a little kid watching Star Wars, loving that shit. Like Darth Vader was the ultimate bad guy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? We had like Skeletor and Cobra Commander. They were bad, but they weren't fucking Darth Vader bad. Darth Vader was the motherfucker. You couldn't fuck with Darth Vader.
Baddest mofo in the galaxy.
But then we got episode 1, 2, and 3 and met Anakin, who became Darth Vader. And I fucking
like, this little boy is gonna become Vader.
Punk bitch. Like I couldn't deal with it. And it totally took away it just killed whatever badassery was there. You know what I mean? He just didn't feel like such a badass, because I know that this little whiny punk was going to become the baddest dude, and it just took away. He wasn't the baddest dude anymore. And they finally started to reinstill that badassery in the Rogue One movie, when at the end of the movie, when they were escaping with the Death Star planes, and Darth Vader comes down that hallway just fucking everybody up and throwing dudes into the ceilings and chopping them up. That was like, okay, he's still a badass.
We got the Rogue One clip, 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, but we got that little clip of him just is prime. And after that, so whenever I am hanging out with friends, like after watching Rogue One, we're just discussing the movies, and I've said that I how much I've wanted like a young, pissed off Vader.
Yeah.
I want more of that. Like, okay, we got a minute or two in Rogue One. I want
just
more
a quick
of that.
Scene.
Yeah, please give me more of that.
The
and they're
fuck got
finally,
it in Obi-Wan.
They're finally delivering. Yeah.
Like Vader's scary again.
I think they got it. Like they saw the reaction from just that clip of Rogue One alone. They're like, okay, they want more of this.
They had to show him becoming more powerful. And the more angry he was, the more powerful he got.
Obi-Wan himself, he's a cool character, but that's not the main selling point for me.
No, I think the little mini
Vader,
the little mini badass Leia, Vader, and the Inquisitor chick, whatever.
Oh, Reva.
Number she is. Yeah, she's
number 3. She's a badass.
She's a badass too.
She is ruthless, man. Like, she doesn't listen.
Yeah.
She just does whatever she wants.
Yeah, she's a badass, but I'm just curious what we've seen so far. There's only 2 episodes left, and I feel like there's a lot of shit they need to tie up. Like I say, not knocking anything. The show has been amazing so far, but I feel like there's way too much to tie up in just 2 episodes.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more to tell. Hopefully we get a season 2. I'm kind of doubtful of it, but I don't know. I mean, I think like regardless of how well it does, they might just be onto something else.
Yeah, it might set up something else, but I just feel like there's so much. I mean, we know where it goes. Obi-Wan goes and hides in the fucking desert, and Leia grows up and joins the rebellion and all that shit. But
I want to talk about Reva.
Yeah.
Now, they haven't confirmed anything about her history, so I'm just throwing out a theory from what I can tell. I think that she is one of the kids, like in the Jedi Temple or whatever, like one of the.
Well, here's the thing, not to interrupt you, but what I know about the Inquisitors, a lot of them were Padawans and stuff.
Yeah,
were kind of questioning Jedi ways, and Palpatine took advantage of that and manipulated and got them to where they're at now.
Yeah.
So, and you know the scene when she's not, spoiler alert, guys. There's a scene when she's trying to get info out of Leia, and she was talking about having just so much taken from her or something along them lines.
Yeah.
Like basically, like most of the Jedi and stuff were removed from their families at really young ages to go into training. So like she, is bringing up sort of this part of her past so that she lost something, which my theory where I think this is going, I might be wrong, but I feel like she's going to die before the season ends, but her character is going to be so popular, she's going to get a spinoff. And we're going to see more of her backstory.
Yeah.
But it's like what I feel like is going to happen. This is just my theory. It's going to come down to another encounter with her, maybe an Obi Wan. But somehow Leia is going to be involved. Vader is going to possibly threaten Leia. And what's her name? Reva?
Yeah.
She's going to be the reason, or the way Obi-Wan and Leia finally break away from Vader.
Yeah.
Like she's going to stick up for probably little Leia because she had her family took away and shit. And she don't want Leia to lose that too. So she's going to defend and step up to Vader.
She's going to have a soft spot.
And she's gonna, she's gonna fight because it's Disney, first of all, and they're gonna, and look at all the Star Wars stuff they find, and everybody except Palpatine, they find in the end, they find the light. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So I think she's gonna turn and step up to Vader long enough for everybody to escape and go their separate ways and set up a new hope, and you know what I mean, the rebellion and shit. But she's gonna die like that, and we're gonna get a spin-off of her life, maybe young her. And it's going to bounce between her being young and older, you know what I mean? Maybe as a Padawan and as a
and getting corrupted.
But she could have been. I know a few, some of the younglings, were probably escaped and hidden, or even just taken by Palpatine.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it could be like, a scene that they didn't show us in one of those prequels where, before all the kids get killed off by Anakin, like maybe there's a couple of them that
maybe he didn't kill them off. Maybe he didn't kill all of them. Maybe they took some of them, and
that's what I'm kind of thinking. Maybe she's one of them,
and they trained them to hunt down the rest of the Jedi that after Order 66. After that, after the clones who were they were basically programmed from whenever born, when they were created, they were programmed to, once they initiate the order, to turn and shoot their fucking Jedi master or whoever they were rolling with. So I think excuse me, I think it's all gonna tie into all that shit, but I feel like she's gonna make a turn for good, and she's gonna sacrifice herself to save people, whether it be Leia or Obi-Wan or anything. But I do think we're gonna get, in the next episode, we're gonna get a fucking duel with her and Obi-Wan. It's going to be a good fight, and Obi-Wan's going to finally power, he's kept it dormant for so long that he's kind of not as strong as he should be, but it's going to kind of come back, and he's going to get the better of her and make her realize that, like, why are you doing this? You're still good. Or
they'll have a little montage scene of like him like lifting Leia with the Force, all the push it to the limits playing in the background. Push it to the limit.
But you think like, why is she so set? There's other Jedi out there she could be catching. Why is she want Obi-Wan so bad? She blamed him for something, maybe he was able to protect her when she got took by Palpatine. You know what I mean? Like, something,
either that or like maybe Anakin kind of put the bug in her ear that it's his fault that Anakin's the way that he is, and
it's just something,
man, when they threw him on the lava or on the fire or whatever, not the lava but the fire, like you're gonna feel what I feel.
That shit was rough, man. He was walking around breaking necks and killing kids and throw a dude in the fire, and I don't know. It's just crazy theories I've been thinking about a lot, especially at work all day today. I just been thinking like, fuck. I knew we were gonna record, and I was like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, we've been talking all week that like we're gonna talk about shit we've been watching while we were sick and this and that and the other thing. And
once it's finally the day of,
mentioned a little bit of
what
news.
Have I been watching again?
And I was trying to think of it, and like this has been going through my head. Like, she's gonna turn, and somehow help. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yep. She's gonna think about her past.
Yeah. Or Obi-Wan's gonna remind her. They're gonna have a good fight, like a good duel, but he's gonna, Obi-Wan usual talking, you know what I mean? Like when he tried to talk Anakin down, he couldn't get through to him. So he chopped his fucking arms and legs off. But it's going to be like that with her, and he's going to remind her, like, that motherfucker manipulated you. They've been manipulating you for so long. Fuck them motherfuckers.
Hey, can we bring up the whole like Jedi's cutting off hands thing again? Or just people in Star Wars cutting off hands. I shouldn't say just Jedi's.
Yeah, hands always.
Vader,
what do you think though?
Vader chopped off that lady's hand. Or no, it was Reva. Didn't she do it?
Maybe, but you think like the lightsabers, like somebody swings it at you, your first instinct is going to be to put your hands up to try to block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like a lot of 9 times out of 10, there's probably going to be a hand chopped off.
Yeah.
That like somebody comes at you with a knife, you're going to try to get your hands up to prevent getting stabbed anywhere on your body. So
yeah, I guess it's a common thing in the galaxy.
Lots of hand chopping, man. Lots of hand.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck it. They're like, we're Jedi. We can't fucking jerk off anyway. So what do we need our hands for?
For some reason, I just thought for anybody that's a Star Wars fan, if you haven't seen it yet, check out the Star Wars Robot Chicken specials that they've done. I believe they've made 3 of them now.
I think every time we talk about Star Wars, you bring up Robot Chicken.
Well, maybe I do. But I just thought of the clip where they're in the cantina and, the one alien guy's tapping him on the shoulder and says something.
He doesn't like you.
Yeah. He doesn't like you. And
I don't like
that's
you
not
either.
what I said. He's like, that's not what I said.
Oh,
at
yeah,
all.
I remember that. No, yeah, I don't like you either.
He ends up getting his hand cut off. Man, poor guy.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is Fiona Dura, and you're listening to the Stephen Crypto Show.
Moving on.
What else have you been watching? You watch anything else?
Staying in the Disney Plus realm here for a minute. Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel was all right. It was fun.
Watch that.
I feel like it was aimed at a slightly younger audience, but it was definitely entertaining, funny.
It's definitely its own product in the Marvel universe, its own thing, its own vibe.
It stands alone
I love the little like bits of art that were just popping up here and there, like around her head or whatever. Like someone's talking to her, and all of a sudden you see like a little drawing of a character, Iron Man or whatever it is, just popping up, and I just thought it was fun.
I guess she's gonna be somehow tied into the next Captain Marvel movie, though.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
So that's cool. I don't know. I don't have much to say about it yet. We had one episode. It was good. I enjoyed it.
We got to give it time. Let it breathe. Let it breathe a little bit. I was talking to someone that mentioned that, she didn't really use her powers much, but as I just said, we're only one in, so let's.
Like she just got them. She just realized she had powers like in the last 5 minutes of the episode. So
so let's let it breathe. We'll see where it goes, but I think that's pretty much all we got for that show at this time. Sonic 2, watched that.
I did watch that.
That was fun.
I think my brain was so fever ridden and scrambled that I enjoyed it probably more than I should have. Like if I was clear headed, I probably would have been like, this is dumb, but I was just so kind of out of it. I was like, look at Sonic go. I was all right. I don't really got much opinion on it. It was fine.
My 5-year-old loves Sonic. I mean, he has a Sonic jacket. He's all about him. So he was really into it. I was really into it for Jim Carrey, of course.
See, I want to punch Jim Carrey.
This better not be his last movie for real.
I'll be okay if it's not, to be completely honest.
Let's just jump on. I don't think we have too much else to say about Sonic 2. But speaking of Jim Carrey, I did just watch something else the other night that's on Netflix now, and it is a tribute to Bob Saget. I think it's called Dirty Daddy, a tribute to Bob Saget. It's on Netflix, and it features Jim Carrey, Chris Rock, Jeff Ross, Seth Green popped in.
Does Chris Rock get slapped?
Thankfully not. I think he was probably sitting there the whole time too. Like, which one of you guys is going to slap me?
Yeah.
Or which one of your wives is going to come up and tell you to slap me? But Seth Green popped in for a minute. John Mayer was playing a lot of the music, and people were coming in and out. And I guess John Mayer is even a close friend of Bob's. John Stamos was there, of course, and playing drums with John Mayer.
Right.
They had a few other people show up. Bob Saget's wife. And I know last week I made a joke about like John Stamos and Bob Saget being husband and wife.
Did they make jokes about it?
Well, not necessarily, but they made jokes about them being a couple and whatnot.
Right.
And they showed some footage of them, like old pictures of them like laying in a bed together. Like they joked about it a lot. So I'm just saying, if anybody took it in poor taste, those guys make jokes that are kind of dark at times
like
as well.
Cross between like a wake
Trying to
and
apologize for what I said.
Was it like a wake and a roast?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's
but they all had
Comedy
such
Central?
lovely on Netflix. But they all had just the greatest things to say about Bob. Everybody did.
What was it called?
Dirty Daddy, a tribute to Bob Saget.
Right.
Yeah. It's probably trending right now.
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It's fun. Chris Rock made the comment to Jim, and he's like, man, I'm just sad that the motherfucker had to die to get Jim Carrey to come back out on stage. And he's like, he says, I'm gonna kill Eddie Murphy next week.
No, Eddie's gonna slap him.
Yeah, but a lot of those comedians do what I did last week. They kind of use humor, oftentimes dark humor, to take away a little bit of the pain of a sad situation. So I'm just saying, when I made the husband and wife joke, that's some shit that they would have said too.
Oh yeah, that was a joke that they've made. So
yep. So I felt a little bad after saying it, but I'm just, I'm a big fan of them, so I didn't mean it in poor taste.
I think people that listen to us know where we come from and expect dumb fucking comments. Oh
yeah, and we often use humor to cover up, bad situations ourselves. So that's just our thing. Yeah. So I just I wanted to mention that show. It's definitely worth checking it out with the Jim Carrey tie-in.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
The Munsters trailer.
Yeah, they did a teaser for that. Everything that is being released about this movie is making me more excited. Like we definitely mentioned multiple times that when we first heard Zombie was doing this movie, it was we were worried that maybe he was going to turn it into a Rob Zombie horror. But he starts releasing pictures and images and all that stuff, and it make me feeling more and more better about it. And then they finally released this fucking teaser. And it was like, holy shit, it's the Munsters.
Yeah, they're bashing through the door,
I'm ready. I'm fucking beyond excited for it.
Yep. And for anybody who didn't hear, the rating previously, if you watch the trailer right there at the end, it shows that this will be a PG film. So if you didn't already know, then now that he really is trying to kind of keep the same vibe that the original had.
It'll probably be, maybe some language or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for that.
Yep.
They released a teaser for Tim Burton's Wednesday. The Addams Family, I guess it's a spinoff. I guess it's Wednesday older version of Wednesday.
I'm gonna have to look for the trailer for that.
You didn't see the little teaser for it? I haven't yet.
I've only seen the image. I only saw the picture of her. online.
Yeah,
That was
and
it.
she looks awesome as Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
it's like she
Jenna
just,
Ortega is who we're talking about.
She just walks up and just like has a thing, hand
cool
on her shoulder. There's not really much to it, but it's still cool to see her in costume and everything.
Yeah,
like she's
now
blowing up, dude. But what were you gonna say?
Well, it's kind of a question, and I thought I might have heard something about it. Maybe not. Is Christina Ricci involved, like behind the scenes?
Apparently is going to be in the show.
Okay.
Like, I don't know who she's going to be, but she's going to be in it. So that's cool.
Okay. Well, I'm cool with Jenna Ortega doing her thing and all that. I mean, part of me wouldn't mind seeing a much older, not that she's super old now, but I mean, just a the age that Christina is, like that age Wednesday, see her playing the character again.
I was kind of hoping. I remember there was a picture going around of her kind of dressed like Morticia online.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, she'd be awesome as Morticia.
That would be very cool.
But they got a good cast for it. And, fucking Jenna Ortega is basically becoming a modern horror fucking icon.
Yeah, we were just watching Scream 5 Cream last night.
5 Cream.
And I was saying the same thing to Sarah. I was like, she's pretty much a new age Scream queen. She already has Scream X.
Did you watch
Studio
X yet?
66. No, haven't seen it yet. But she's got that on her list, and Studio 666.
I picked that up when I was actually sick. Studio 666 and rewatched that. It's still fucking amazing.
I need to buy it. I love
that movie
so much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I kind of spent a lot of time shopping online. Like I bought that. I bought the 1990 Night of the Living Dead remake that Savini directed, because I hadn't watched that in a while and I just wanted to have it because it's really good. What else did I pick up? I picked up Hot Psycho Gorman finally, because I needed to have that.
Yeah.
Some other shit. I signed up for the Full Moon Features streaming service. It's like $60 for the year, and if you do it, they fucking they send you. You could either get a free 12 movie box set of the fuck. It's slipping my brain now. Puppet Master movies.
Oh,
like that whole series, or like 10 Blu-rays from their store or something for free. I was like, shit. So it's basically just like a bunch of free shit. $60 to watch movies. I signed up for that and watched a couple things on there. I watched Corona Zombies. Which was it's exactly what you think it would be. It was bad, but it was funny as hell. Like they used, like he did it during, of course, lockdown and shit. Charles
based
Band,
on a true story.
Yeah, Charles Band. If you don't know who he is, he's a director, producer. He's a legend in like horror, and he's, he produced stuff like Reanimator, Castle Freak, a bunch of shit, a bunch of like iconic cult favorite movies. But he created the Puppet Master series too. He did Troll. I think he did Troll.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's his movie. We were talking about that last week, I think. Not Troll 2, just Troll. But he took like footage from some other movies and just reused it and like overdubbed it so it's like extra bad. And then he filmed like a little bit of scenes with a couple actresses, but it's just like he put together this crazy movie. It had me cracking up. Like it was not good by any means, but it was awesome. It's one of those things. I watched that. I started the famous TNA movie that Diana Prince, Darcy, the male girl, hosted.
Yeah.
It was about, just exactly what it sounds like. TNA over the years of in movies and exploitation films and horror stuff. I started that. I didn't get through that whole thing. I'll finish it eventually. I just didn't have time to watch it all. I watched, what is it called? Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl, which was fucking amazing. I think it was a Jim Wynorski movie, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, it's so bad. It's a cam girl who is really popular, and of course there's boobs and butts in it, but it's not like a ton. It's not just all that. It's a fun movie. This company is developing like some kind of weird like fake food product, like fake meat shit and stuff, and they want her to like endorse it, but they haven't tested it yet. And she's like, we're not testing on animals, blah blah blah. So she decides to eat it, and the untested food basically turns her into a big 50-foot tall thing.
I would guess that probably gets her even more followers though, because it's like a novelty thing.
They kind of play into it like a novelty thing. Like her husband is like her camera guy and stuff, and he's like on the side cheating on her with this other girl who wants to do it too, and
with another 50-foot woman.
They become rivals, and
they fight.
He decides
in the city,
to fight back.
like two Godzilla monsters
she goes
going
and
at it.
She gets some of the food and eats it, and she gets all big too, and it's like a big fucking kaiju battle with like butts and boobs, and then it just I don't want to give away too much because it's a great movie and it's fairly new, but yeah, I wanted to watch it. It was funny. I enjoyed it. It was fucking entertaining. There's a ton of shit. Under there. Excuse me, COVID. There's streaming thing. Like next week they're putting one out. I think it's called Piranha Women, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Find a trailer for it. It looks crazy, but I think I'm gonna have some fun watching that shit, and I'm gonna get some free movies out of it. So I'm sure Charles Band isn't listening, but if by any chance he is, he actually has a podcast now. I got to start listening to. He's interviewing a lot of people. I know the first episode he had John Carpenter, and I think he's gonna have Tom Savini soon, and I think Kane Hodder. I don't know. He's gonna have a lot of cool guests, and he's a great. He's done cool shit, man. He's done a lot with like nothing. You know what I mean? He kind of in the 80s, he built up he's one of the guys that made home video blow up when it did. And then, he kind of almost lost everything with it too. But anyways, I actually just read his book. It's a really good book. I don't know if you're into books at all, but
I don't get as much time.
I don't know if you know how to read or anything, but
I certainly know how.
Dude, Audible.
Do I have the time?
Audible, man.
Audible.
There's so many good books on there. Like I know you listen to podcasts. It's not much.
Different.
There's
right.
I
got time on the road, so I should definitely.
I've been listening to some cool shit actually on there. I listened to his book. I listened to Don Coscarelli's book, the Phantasm creator.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that. I listened to Elvira's book on there. Right now I'm listening to a book about makeup and effects artists. It's like a series of stories. It's by Heather Wixon, who is a big horror journalist. She wrote a book called Munsters, Makeup and Effects, and it's just conversations she's had with some great movie effects artists, and it's pretty cool hearing some of the stories about working on this movie or that movie. It's a great book that I'm listening to. I'm not reading it, I'm listening to it. But yeah, going way off topic now.
Well, I can another quick one that I can throw out there just for anybody who might be interested. If you saw the movie Becky, I believe was on Netflix, with Kevin James, kind of a like a thriller, horror in some ways. It's pretty violent. They're making a sequel to that, and it's supposed to be called Becky 2: The Wrath of Becky. And Kevin James is not going to be the main villain in this one. He's actually being replaced by Sean William Scott, which I think is pretty cool selection. I don't know. I like when actors kind of step out of their element, and I'm not saying that he can't do horror, but he's not known for horror, so
neither was Kevin James, really. So.
No, so that's why I had interest in watching that one too, and it turned out to be a good movie. So the first one had like a Home Alone vibe in a way, so I'm kind of excited to watch this one. Another example is like Danny McBride and his writing partner doing the whole Halloween series, the new trilogy that we have. Yep. It's been a fun ride, and it just was kind of a surprise to see a couple comedians be a part of it. So yeah, just when somebody that is not known for doing a certain genre steps into that, dips a toe in the water, I want to check it out. Yeah. So
there's people that, like you said, stepping out of roles. Neve Campbell not coming back to Scream 6.
That's funny.
Is it going to be 6 Scream, or is it going to be Scream 6, or what's it? Do we know yet?
Well, I've mentioned this guy before. I follow 3C Films on YouTube. He puts out some fun content, puts out a lot of content. And so one thing that he threw out there in the water was maybe, they've had like 2 killers in almost every movie. I think Scream 3 only had 1, but every other one's had 2 killers. So they don't have Sydney in this movie. They're changing the locations. They're going to New York, which is what's her name's Courtney Cox's kind of main area where she was doing more of her business, right? Doing more newscasting. Yeah. So she's supposed to have a big part in this movie, Courtney Cox.
Okay.
But our main, face of the franchise is gone. So they got to step it up. So, 3C was throwing out the idea that maybe they'll have 3 killers in this one. Maybe they could call it Scream 666, 1 for each killer. And I wasn't crazy about the New York thing at first, but all the comparisons to Jason, so people are calling it like Ghostface Takes Manhattan. But
I feel like it's going to turn into a fucking parody of itself.
It could, but Scream has always been like kind of a meta thing, and they do kind of parody themselves a lot, especially the new one. But he was also throwing out the idea that like Ghostface could just be lost in a crowd. Like you could picture somebody run up to a cop on the street, be like, "Hey, he's back there. They're trying to kill me." And then they look back and there's a crowd of, a couple hundred people or whatever, and he's gone. Like that is kind of interesting. So it's maybe gain a little bit more interest. Like, yeah, he could blend in the city.
Obviously, we'll watch it, but
oh yeah.
After the last one, my hopes aren't super high.
Yeah, as I said, I watched it like again last night, and 1, I hate that bitch that killed Dewey. I hate Amber. 2, I don't like that Sydney is barely in the movie. In my opinion, if you add up all of her screen time, it's probably like 10 minutes. And so, I'm not surprised that they're phasing her out. She didn't like her offer. I guess they were going to try to include her.
Did they start filming it yet?
Yeah, I believe they have.
So there's not maybe a chance that they could add her. They could make a deal real quick and get her in there. If they're already filming it, they probably won't. But
yeah, I don't think they will. Who knows? They might surprise us and maybe later, throw her in.
Maybe they're lying to try to throw us off or something.
Could be.
And
could be
she'll be a killer, or they're trying to throw us off, and she'll end up being a killer or something.
I think I mentioned in one of the previous episodes that at one time they were thinking of having her be the killer.
Like she just loses her mind finally. And
yeah. Yeah. So, they got to have like something to pull us in. There is the rumor that's gone around that Stu is still alive, which I love Matthew Lillard's character. He's just so over the top. And so I wouldn't mind that, as long as he's not like a spirit talking to the new Ghostface people, like if he's still alive somehow, then okay, I'd take that over like the Force ghost of Stu being there to teach them the ways.
The Force.
Yeah.
Use the Force, Ghostface.
Push that knife a little
Yeah.
harder.
Twist.
there.
Twist, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's the trick, man. You're not twisting it.
Yeah.
You got twisted till they're feeling
we'll
woozy.
See what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. What other stuff is happening? There's a couple of things. There's going to be a Arachnophobia remake. That's kind of cool.
Cool.
That was a fun movie back in the day. I guess Christopher Landon is writing it. He did Happy Death Day, Freaky, and some of the Paranormal Activity movies. So we got a horror guy writing it. So maybe it'll be a little more leaning towards horror. I don't know. Good horror comedy. We'll see.
Now it is kind of early to even throw out a question.
There's not really much info out about it.
Yeah, there's not much out.
He's writing it, but
it's kind of early to throw out a question like this. But do you think there's going to be practical effects, or do you think it's going to be a bunch of CGI spiders?
I'm sure it'll be a mix.
Yeah,
it'll probably be.
Yeah, it'll probably be a mix. Just like I've heard, they have a mix of CGI and practical in the new Jurassic Park movie, which is finally out now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not. People aren't super excited about it. It's making money, but people aren't that excited about it after.
No, I've been reading and hearing a lot of negative reviews. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, form my own opinion. I'm gonna have more fun, I think, just watching it with my kids and seeing them, hopefully seeing them get excited by it. I mean, shit, if they're not even into it, then that's really saying something.
Yeah.
So
but we'll see. I don't know anything about it yet. I don't. Take it or leave it. It's probably one of the ones that I'll end up waiting till it's in like the fucking red box or something to watch.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I might go see it. We'll see. I just know Ryan's not interested in seeing it. So it's like,
yeah.
I'm not interested enough that I'm going to go sit there and watch it by myself.
Yeah.
Which I'll do. If it's a movie I want to see, I'll go watch that shit by myself. I enjoy it.
I love going by myself.
I love going to the theater by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll wait and if you see it before me, make sure you tell us how it is.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm hoping to see it next weekend because it's currently playing uptown at our local theater. But the people that own the Uptown Theater also own our local drive-in theater. So often movies that are uptown make their way out there as well. So
I think they'll milk it at the Uptown for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to move it until it's going to be there at least 2 weeks, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what's going to be in between there. I don't know for it, but I know once the new Thor movie comes out, he's going to play that opening weekend Uptown, which definitely going to go see that fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see that for sure. Yeah.
Other movie stuff coming up. There's going to be a Sleepy Hollow reboot, which I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, the Johnny Depp one was really good.
Do you know if Tim Burton's going to be involved at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It's going to be with Lindsay Beer, who's actually about to make her directorial debut with a Pet Sematary prequel that's coming out soon from Paramount. I don't know if it's going to be going right on Paramount Plus or anything, or if it's going to be in theaters, but she's writing the Sleepy Hollow reboot. There's not really much info about it, but I always thought it was a cool story. You know, and I look forward to seeing, even like when they made that Sleepy Hollow TV series, 10 years ago or so, that was fun. I don't know if you watched any of that, but
I watched a little bit of it.
It was cool. It was
what I caught was cool. Yeah.
But she's apparently busy. Like, I didn't know anything about her. I was just reading up about this. I was like, who the hell is Lindsay Beer? Like, she's, like I said, she's doing the Pet Sematary prequel. She's doing Sleepy Hollow. She's writing a fucking Star Trek sequel. So like, she's obviously got some fucking chops, dude.
Busy woman, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of creative women out there right now, you know, like
I love that.
Making some big things like Miss Marvel Miss Marvel, I believe, is, you know, created by a woman, and then you know, Obi Wan, I believe, is directed by a woman. So it's just cool that
I'm not sure if it's the same director every episode, but
no, maybe the writer or something. I'm probably, you know, mixing all that up, but it's just cool to see like more and more women, you know, getting out there and in the like
because
sci-fi horror pop culture scene.
That they've been, you know, the talent's been out there, but they've just been so like pushed back.
Yeah, it's finally being showcased now more than ever.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I love seeing more shows with like badass female characters and leads and stuff, like Obi-Wan. You mentioned Obi-Wan, the Inquisitor,
Leia. Oh yeah, Inquisitor. Yeah, Reva.
She's a fucking badass.
Holy shit,
little Leia.
Yeah,
little girl Leia's a badass. We talk about Stranger Things. 11's a badass. You know what I mean?
Jumping back to Obi-Wan real quick, when I think it was the last episode when Reva is trying to get information from Leia, you know, using like Jedi mind power.
Yeah.
And Leia's just sitting there. And she's blocking, but you can like, she looks like she doesn't even know what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like she's that strong at that age that she doesn't even know. I mean, it's just cool to see that, you know. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, did you need something? Like, just her look is just like, what? like she wasn't even trying to do anything at all. You know, just that's impressive.
And what's her name sensed it too, and you know what I mean. So it's all gonna tie into my theory somehow.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see how that goes.
I think Grand Inquisitor is going to come back as well. You know, like the leader. I don't think he's dead. And the only reason I say that is because I've been hearing a lot of things about, was it the Rebels cartoon? And I think it was on Batman Beyond. They were talking about it. And I think some people were chiming in and saying that he is around in the Rebels show. So,
but
which is supposed to take place after
the Grand
this,
Inquisitor
right?
is just like the main Inquisitor of the group. Like she could become the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
If Darth Vader promotes her to that position.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm just going by what a bunch of people were commenting on, saying that like that guy supposedly has like really strong armor or something like that. He's might not be dead.
That's supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor in this. Like they make him look a lot like the Grand Inquisitor from the cartoon, from the Rebels.
Yeah.
But the dude looks a little different, but I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's what's been going on in our lives in the entertainment world in the last couple of weeks. I did mention I want to do a trivia question here in a moment, so we could get you guys back on track with that, hopefully. One more thing though before we do wrap up, I want to kind of mention I just heard today. Like I said, it's usually we record on Mondays for the weekly episode. I just heard today Jim Lee tweeted that Tim Sale, comic artist, has been hospitalized, and it's like something pretty serious health issue. Tim Sale, probably best known for the Batman The Long Halloween series, did art on that. I mean, he's Eisner Award winning artist and just a fucking amazing artist. And I just want to send like well wishes out. Hopefully it's just something he can recuperate from. Because I met him years ago, I think back in 2016. I interviewed him for thestevestrout.com. And he was just a really fucking nice guy and amazing talent. And it's just, I hope this is the kind of thing that he pulls through and gets better. And maybe we see some more work from him again sometime. So
yeah, hopefully so.
Hopefully Tim Sale will get better, and definitely keep you in the thoughts.
Yep, we wish you well.
After we talk about crazy horror movies and boogers and weird shit.
I don't think we really talked about boogers in this
We did
episode.
mention boogers once to make a point about, us talking about nonsense, but we don't really mean much by it. I mean, the booger thing we meant, like his kid literally fed boogers to the toy dinosaur.
That is 100% true.
100%. But let's do.
You know what? So that same dinosaur, we've mentioned that like he had one arm. I found the other arm a while ago, and I reattached it, and then I noticed like there was something rattling around in the dinosaur.
Oh, was it a booger?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, God, it sounds like a just rock hard booger, or just wad of boogers or something. I know you guys are just tuning out right now. But I managed to shake it out, and it was a nighttime gummy. It was one of the little sleep aids that we give them to get them to be quiet. But
you tried to help the dinosaur sleep.
I was trying to get him to go to sleep. No wonder he was so wired the other night.
Yeah,
he didn't eat it. He gave it to Boogersaurus.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny. But trivia. Let's get this trivia.
Speaking of boogers, let's get the trivia going.
Let's get this trivia question out here, and then
pick me a winner.
Wrap this up and go on about our evening, because it's almost dinner time for me. So trivia, you guys know what to do. Message one of us with the answer if you know it, and we'll send you some stickers. And we are working on, we have a very, very short list at the moment of people who have replied and gave us the answer. Once we got a few names on the list, we'll do a drawing and send a cooler prize. But right now, we're going to send you guys some stickers or something and let you promote us because you love us, because we're your third favorite podcast. So yeah, the trivia question. Which Carrie star also plays Linda in the original 1978 film Halloween? We're talking to your old Carrie movie from 76. So you guys know who played Linda in the original Halloween. Message Crypto, message me, message us on the Facebook group. And
I gotta say, I think that's a little harder one than usual, because I didn't even know that one. I mean, yeah, maybe it's an easy one to some of you guys listening, but I've only watched Carrie once, maybe twice, and it's been a hell of a long time. That was a movie my mom showed to me when I was a kid.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good one. I feel like there's a lot of other shit we probably watched over a sake, but I don't remember half of it. Like I said, I didn't remember half of what we did at Crypticon when we talked about it last week, because like literally my brain was fucking cooking for half the week and I'm still feeling it. So, but again, we're glad we are back. I'm excited. We'll have a lot more to talk about. We do have that John Stanley interview coming possibly next week. We'll know here really soon unless something crazy happens between now and then. But I think next week will probably be the John Stanley interview, which I am beyond excited to share with you guys. It's a good one, and it was like an honor talking to that guy.
Yeah, I wasn't around for it, so I'm looking forward to hearing it.
So you're gonna get to hear it the first time once we get it posted. So we'll do an introduction for it, and you'll pretend that you heard it, and then or I'll try to get you to file beforehand so you can listen to it, and then it was good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Good. But anywho, be sure to visit us on Patreon. Show us some love over there. You can pledge whatever amount you can, whatever you want, from $1 to whatever. I don't want to say $1 million again. I say that every time, and ain't nobody gonna give us a fucking $1 million, so I'm not gonna bother. So yeah, pledge whatever amount. It gives you access to whatever we post on there. Like he said, we're working on some new ideas and stuff to post, maybe some videos, maybe we'll buy some stuff and do some unboxings or something again. Not that being out of work for a week and a half kind of set back my spending capabilities. That and when I was out, like I said, I bought a bunch of shit. So yes, patreon.com/Steve Crypto. Or you could help us out at buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. Or Crypto, we tell you other ways to help us out.
That's right. You can follow us online at the Steve Strout at CryptoZoo88. Be sure to visit our Etsy store, Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto merch. We have 2 different t-shirts there. We got coffee mugs there. We got magnets. Go check them all out. Let us know what you think. If you pick something up, maybe take a picture of it when you get it and show it off.
Yes, do that.
Also, we have did you mention the Facebook group?
Yeah, earlier, but yes,
we've been
Facebook
going
group.
over a lot. So
go to the Facebook group.
Yeah, go to the Facebook group, Steve Crypto Show. Go check it out. And again, it doesn't cost anything to be a member there. Just join and check out all the cool, creative things that people post in there. We got all kinds of stuff.
Whatever's in there. Enjoy whatever's in there.
And if you have
participate in whatever's in there.
Yeah, participate. And even if you have nothing to share, but you have a friend that might be, really into the pop culture or into horror or whatever, tag them in that group and say, hey, come be a part of this. Come show us what you're working on. Yeah.
Anybody who you think might be interested in the show and listen to us talk our nonsense, tell them, spread the word.
Yep.
Just spread the word.
I guarantee
best way to support us is by spreading the word. So when you listen to this episode, yell out, open your window and yell out into the streets like, I just listened to episode 80 of the Steve and Crypto Show, motherfuckers. And do that. Or just post it on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. That works too.
Yep. Yeah, share it any way you can. We really appreciate it. Tell your friends. I guarantee at least one person out there that is working on something artistic at this time, that maybe is working on a script for a movie, or they are working on putting an album together, or they have like a comic book, or
they're about to film their first adult movie scene, or actually we can't really, we'll skip that. We don't really want to do porno because we can't really, we don't really have any interest in it personally, and we can't really how do you promote porno on a audio podcast? You're just like, boobs,
we saved that for the ASMR podcasts out there.
Boobs, butts, and there's people that do it. Anyways, I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo.
You just enjoyed episode 80. I hope you enjoyed it.
That's right.
And we will be back for episode 81.
Come back for some more fun on episode 81.
And I'll let you have that one. We've been the Steve and Crypto Show. Bye, guys.
Peace.